If you're looking for a way to do an internal spring clean, if you want to reset your metabolism, if you'd like to boost your immune system, if you would like to practice calorie restriction so that you can actually discover what physical hunger feels like so that you can distinguish it in future and therefore eat only when you're physically hungry, if you would like to increase your energy level and your vitality and your overall health, then Fasting for Life is possibly the program for you. If you just want to dip your toes in the waters of fasting for the first time, this is also a program for you. So what is Fast for Life? Well, it's a mini fast. It's a 4-day mini fast, fully guided by me. There's an introduction where you have the preparation that needs to be done, and I will be going live online the night before we start and every day for the 4 days while we are on the fast, so that I can answer your questions, get your feedback, find out what your experiences are, and essentially create a safe space or a container for you to fast effectively and safely and in a way that nourishes you rather than punishes you. So animal studies have shown that calorie restriction is one of the biggest causes of longevity, if we can call it that. So longevity is associated with calorie restriction. In studies that they've done in centenarian populations, people get to older than 100 that are still healthy. Essentially, they have different diets, they have different drinking habits. Some of them smoke, some of them don't smoke, but they have two things in common. They generally move, so they don't necessarily do formal exercise, but movement is an essential part of their day, and they are not overweight, because they naturally tend to calorie restrict. And so this seems to be the primary cause for centenarians getting to a healthy age, getting to 100 or more than 100 healthily. There is a population known as the Catawans. No, actually, I'm thinking about the Okinawans now. In the island of Okinawa in Japan is one of the blue zones where there's a high number of healthy centenarians. And in actual fact, they found that on average, the average Okinawan diet has 25% less calories than the diet of Japanese mainlanders. So this doesn't mean that we have to eat very little all the time. It does mean that we can use short and longer fasts to actually naturally calorie restrict, to help our bodies to detoxify, as I said, to spring clean from within, to lose some of the excess water weight, to lose that excess fluid that we have between our cells. It gives our digestive system a rest, and as a consequence of that, it increases our clarity and it increases our vitality. One thing that fasting, a longer fast, longer than just an intermittent fast, can do is it can really help you to reconnect to your hunger signals. It can help you reconnect to who you really are. So spiritual traditions have used fasting for millennia as tools to deepen spiritual practice. So this too can be a benefit of fasting. So how is this going to work? Well, as I say, this is going to be a live mini. I'm calling it a mini fast because most longer most longer fasts are between 7 and 10 days. But 4 days is enough time for you to truly experience the power of fasting without it stressing you too much about how long you might go without food. Now, this is a therapeutic fast, so there will be food. The calories will be severely restricted. So how it's going to work is we're going to do one transition day, which will be the Friday, which will be what we call a mono diet day. So you will have something like rice and vegetables, or oats and fruit, or potatoes and steamed veggies, or fruit itself throughout the day in measured quantities, smaller than what you're used to eating. And this will transition us into the 2 liquid days, which will run on the Saturday and the Sunday. And the liquid days will consist of herbal tea with honey in the morning, fruit and vegetable juice for lunch, as well as a broth for supper. And that we'll do for only 2 days, and then we will transition out. So on the 4th day, we'll add some fruit we'll have the herbal tea, we'll add some fruit, some nuts, we'll do the fruit and vegetable juice, we'll have a more robust soup for dinner. And by the time you head into day 5, you will start eating more normally once again. And I'm not just going to let us get to the end of day 4 and say, okay, well, cheers, it was lovely knowing you, I hope you had a good time. I have I've put together a follow-up program which tells you what it is that you want to be focusing on your diet. It introduces you to intuitive eating and how you can use it. It has tools in it for you to manage your energy. It speaks about how to manage your emotion. There's a small section in there on how to regulate your focus and what it is you want to be focusing on as you're moving towards your improved health post the fast. There is also a section on intermittent fasting and how you can use shorter fasts during the week to actually calorie restrict as well as trigger a process called autophagy, which is this internal sprinkling. And then I have a bonus section for those of you who are really interested in food toxins and why it is that we need to avoid certain foods, all right? So that would be the things about what does gluten do to your gut, and what is the glyphosate on the that they spray the wheat with do to your gut, and what are cereal grains like, and what's the issue with legumes, and why do we have to soak and slow cook them, and dairy, what is the deal with dairy, what is the story with sugar, what are healthy fats, what are unhealthy fats. And so it gives you a broad base on how it is that you can navigate your way through the quagmire actually that food has become. So I believe that our bodies instinctively know what's best for us. The problem is that that voice is very, very quiet, and the clamor of everything that we are filled with all day long, and that's what we fill our minds with, and we fill our emotions with, and we fill our bodies with, actually quiets the voice of the body, and fasting helps us to reconnect to that. So if you're interested, if you're keen, I would love for you to join us. There's no restriction on the number. We can have as many people as possible, as many people as want to join. And the more people we have, the more sense of community we have as we go through this fasting process together. So really looking forward to it. If you're keen, you can click on the link on this page, which will take you straight to the sales page. If you're South African and you don't want to do a US dollar payment, and you don't want to pay into a PayPal account, the banking details are also on this page, and you can actually just do an EFT. Send me your proof of payment and I will know that you are in. I hope to see you guys there, and I'm really looking forward to it.